Here we go. Okay. Thank you all for your patience. I've introduced myself before, so we'll get right into our program. Each of you has a program that you picked up, I hope, over here. And if you haven't been able to pick one up, we can get one to you. So does everyone have a program? Okay, hold on. Shannon will be coming around with the programs in just a moment. So just keep your hands up, please. Thank you. Again, welcome. Tonight I want to read to you this introduction for our guest. We have a question. Is health a right? The right to health is not only a national issue today, but a global one which commands our daily attention. For instance, this is the 20th day that the city of Homs in Syria has been besieged by government forces. Doctors lament their lack of supplies as they treat the wounded. Dr. Lyon is a physician and activist who has not only worked in Haiti for the past 16 years, but has studied and teaches about the health consequences of war and political violence. Dr. Lyon is a Harvard Medical School graduate and is currently an assistant professor at the University of Chicago, Pritzker School of Medicine, as well as a hospitalist at the University of Chicago Medical Center. He's worked with Partners in Health for 15 years and has much to teach us about his challenging experiences with PIH tonight. We are truly honored to host him this evening. So please join me in welcoming Dr. Lyon.
Thank you, everybody. I'm going to get this working and maybe maybe ask for a little introduction from you. And for myself, I get to talk a lot. So this is, no, I think I got it. It was just super loud before. Yeah. We're within the business school somehow, yes? And so this invitation came, which to me is fascinating and fun. I've been in the money-losing business for a lot of years, but increasingly the future documents. Got it. You'll be in the money-losing business too, I hope. But increasingly the techniques of management and business and coordination and the tools of business analysis and all these things are as big a part of the movement toward global health as any technical piece, as any vaccine or new medicine. And in my opinion and experience and some of the stuff I'll talk about, those essentially basic concerns about delivering stuff and doing it on time and being efficient, to me is almost more interesting than the medical science. Of course that frontier is changing as well, but diseases, say, of poor people, the kind of things that are biggest concern in Haiti, are not getting research dollars. There's not as much innovation on these things. And so I think very basic delivery and getting things done on the ground is a great set of tools that we haven't completely leveraged for global health, let alone the kind of building and now unfortunately rebuilding process that needs to happen in a place like Haiti. So there are there's some pre-medical or pre-health folks here, a majority are great. Anyone, and folks, are you familiar a little bit with Partners in Health as an organization? Great. A few years ago, I don't know that we could have started there, so I can give the sort of fast and advanced talk a little bit. Partners in Health has been growing, and for the last number of years, I think as we've increased our own size and expanded past Haiti and Peru, which were these large centers for us, and maybe toward the end I can loop back around. I'm mostly going to talk about Haiti, that's what I know the best. But as Partners in Health moved into Africa, as Paul's kind of work and writing became a little better known, and then of course with Tracy Kidder's book, I think the profile, or at least recognition of Partners in Health as a thing and as hopefully an approach and a way of solving these problems is on the radar. And so it's exciting to meet young people who can think about stepping into the field of global health and have a field to go to. When I started even just some few years ago, there wasn't as much articulated as a place to be. Certainly training programs and ways to learn the techniques that I've picked up on the job are going to be available to you all. With the invitation and trying to talk a little bit about partnerships and business and delivery and getting things done. I wanted to talk about Haiti sort of through that context and talk about the problem first, sort of what Partners in Health has been up to, maybe end a little bit with the earthquake, and if or as people have questions about that, I'm very happy to talk about it, especially now that it's been a couple of years and the dust is settling. We have until 8 o'clock. All right. I will not. We'll have plenty of time for questions, at least maybe half an hour. But let me go on a little bit, especially about Haiti, this kind of special place that I hope you're in part aware of, and maybe from the earthquake or today or any excuse you can have to learn more about Haiti. I think it's a vital piece of this hemisphere. It's a vital place to understand in terms of the development of this entire half of the world, so I want to spend a few minutes there. It's also, I think, important to consider what we're up to in Haiti today and yesterday and for the last number of years. Going back to the colonial era, to the revolution in 1804, it is important to understand what we're up against, to understand where things start and where they can go. I think we need to dig back a little bit into history. Haiti is entirely unique as the only nation to create and win an anti-colonial revolution militarily, and they've done it more than 200 years ago. So it's the second oldest republic in this part of the world, or second oldest republic in this part of the world. It's a place that's been on a slightly different track for a very long time, but that has real consequences. And among them has been, of course, economic. Politically, it's been a different place. Both for the positive, it was a source of inspiration for the rest of Latin America around the movement that created the Bolivar sort of revolution and the 1820s, 1830s in Latin America, came to Haiti as a reference. For slaves in the U.S., Haiti was a source of some inspiration, some example, enough that it was a place that couldn't be talked about in our country until at least after the Civil War. But economically, there's also a kind of unique and unfortunately very relevant concern in Haiti that it's the first place that went through foreign debt creation and through the kind of weight and rigors that have happened in the rest of the world after World War II and into this globalized economic era, which we're all, I think, acutely aware of these days with ebbs and flows. Haiti started this process 150 years before the rest of the world, and this shorter period since World War II, since the globe became economically much more integrated through the World Bank, the IMF, the Bretton Woods institutions, these things that you should all grapple with regardless of your biology or pre-med or social science background. Haiti unfortunately went through that same process much earlier. Having created a revolution, no one wanted to work with them in terms of development. The French came back and said, if you want to work in the world's economy, you need to pay us some reparation for what you took, meaning the land that France had colonized and themselves as the former property of the French. Haiti didn't have any money, so France lent them money, which went back to France as debt payment, and there was the creation of a tie that unfortunately was paid on. That literal debt from 1825 was paid on into the 20th century. But the framework for Haiti's unbreakable tie to the rest of the world's economy and their kind of subjugated, held under development is why things are difficult now. It's why we're starting from the place that we'll talk about medically, and then of course the earthquake is a whole other thing on top of the trouble that was there already. Just a few other details. We've also politically had a lot of ties in Haiti, and that